Welcome to B&B RV. We're in Denver, Colorado at 8101 East 40th Avenue. Phone number is 303-322-6013. Today we're going to do a walk around in our Vegas. It's a Class A style motorhome. We'll go around the outside here, show you everything, and then we'll move on in the inside and do that. So we have a storage compartment. This is where your propane is located. Another storage. Generator, that all operates from inside, so you don't have to do anything with the generator out here. This is where your electric cord is going to plug in when you're going to plug into a campground. This is where you're going to plug into cable if you go to a campground and want to hook up to cable. In here we have your cable, your cord for your electric. So this end is going to connect to the motorhome, and then this end will plug in at the campground. And with this one, if they ask you what you need, is a 30 amp service. And that'll plug directly into the campground. And there's more storage in there, obviously. Regular fuel, you don't need any special grade of fuel. On this one, you've got two places for water. If you're going to hook up your hose and leave it hooked up for pressurized water, you hook it up here. If you're going to refill your onboard tank, that's what this spot's for, refilling the onboard water. This is a little handheld shower. So if you have muddy feet or sandy feet or something you need to take care of that, you can do that. So what we'll do is, there's a little white key that opens these up. I'll show you what this is for the drain. So when you're going to go dump your black tank or your gray tank, you're going to open this up, bring your sewer hose back here. Your sewer hose comes underneath and connects right here to the drain, and then your sewer hose goes down into the drain in the ground. This has two valves. So this is your black tank, and this is your gray tank. They're black and gray colored. Dump your black tank first. That's your toilet. When that's all finished, if you want to rinse that out, there's a sandy flush here where you can hook your hose to it and it'll spray water into the side of that black tank. Once you're all done with that, then you close the valve for the black tank, open the valve for the gray tank. That's soapy water from your sinks and shower, and it'll kind of rinse out that hose for you. When you're all done with that, close that valve, take the dump hose off, take it out of the drain, and put the dump hose back into the compartment there. And then just lock that. Make sure that locks tight because that's the only latch on that compartment. We put a ladder on them just for our use. We get up and check the roof every time it comes and goes. But that's not a patio, not some place you want to get up there unless it's an emergency. It's very slippery if it's wet. We've got a couple of more places on the side here that are storage. This one is just a no access area for customers, just a little thin area. And then you've got another storage up here. This is a handy one beside the door. Right now we've got your camping supplies that we provide with it. So there are blocks in here. There's a set of wooden blocks. And these blocks are used for leveling. So there's two of these in here. So you're going to put these either in front of or behind your wheel if you're parked in a place that's unlevel and you need to level, because you need to get level for the refrigerator. So there's two of these. You can pull it up, so if the back's low, you'll put it under the back. If the driver's side low, you put it under that side. Whichever side is low, just to get level. And there's a level inside the cab, which we'll show you, so that you know that you get level. The reason you have to do that is that the refrigerator has to circulate fluid, just like every refrigerator. And so you need to be reasonably level for that. This is just a little more storage up front. Real handy for muddy shoes or something as you're getting in. So let's go check the inside of this unit out. Right inside the door, you've got the main power with the red light. You want to just make sure that is on. Leave that on at all times. This is just electrical information. This is your awning. To extend your awning and to retract your awning, you're just going to push that button. You don't want to leave that awning out if you're not here at the RV or if the wind's blowing, because the wind will tear that off. This is your main switch for all lights. Lights on, lights off, that's your main light switch. And then on this one, there's individual switches. Your stepwell here has a light to help you get in. Living room, all your cargo, which is your storage compartments on the outside. This is your kitchen fan, your kitchen lights, and your awning lights. There's a strip light underneath your awning on the outside. So those will all turn lights on and off. And we'll see inside we have another control panel to control lights, etc. inside as well. Let's go on up to the front. Up in front, the cockpit for you should be pretty familiar. It's a basic Ford layout as far as the instrument panel. You have your lights, and this is just your overhead light. This is for your mirrors, so you have a heated mirror with remote control so that you can make sure that your mirrors are set for you when you go to take off. Windshield wipers, etc., and your gear shift. One thing about these is as you're going, if you end up in mountainous areas or hilly areas, if it slows down at about 40 to 45 miles an hour, it'll shift down. When it shifts down, just go ahead and push this button here, and you'll have a tow haul light that comes on the dash. Just leave that on going up the hill, and it'll keep it from shifting up and down. And then leave it on, especially going down the hill, because it'll keep you from having to use the brake. And if you're still going a little faster than you want downhill, if you press that brake pedal twice, it's going to shift down for you so that you can let that transmission control your speed downhill and you don't have to brake all the way down. You're going to have a radio, backup cameras built in. There's a level here for you so that you can make sure you're level enough for the fridge. We talked about using the blocks out there to get level. And then on this particular one, you have a shade up at top here. And you can push this button to drop the shade down at night. You'll have curtains on the side. This is regulated so that if your key is on and you're driving, that can't come down to block your view. And then you just push it back up in the morning. This has a generator start here and on your other control panel, but you can start your generator here from the driver's seat. And then this is just an emergency start. So what that is you have one starting battery for your engine, and we've upgraded it to 2 house batteries. But if somehow you end up killing that starting battery, you can hit this emergency start button. It will connect it to the house battery so that you can start the unit. This is just a cab light for up here in front overhead. And then you've got some outlets up here to plug in to charge phones, etc. And then you have a workstation over there for the passenger. Up above, we have a bed, electric bed that we can drop down. It comes down over top of the cab area, so you typically want to recline these out of the way when you bring that bed down. These chairs will swivel around to be a part of the living room. And there is another table that can go on the floor here for a small table to use up here. And we also have the dining table that we upgrade to. So this is called a Dream Dinette. Whoops, lost my speaker. This is a Dream Dinette. So this has no leg underneath. It just has a lever under here. So what you'll do is release this lever, push down the table, and it's going to go sit right on this lip on both sides. And then these 4 cushions make the bed. And then in the morning when you're ready, you're just going to lift this back up and latch that shut. And now before we can fold this sofa out to a bed, but we're going to slide this slide out so we have room to do that. So we're going to go back here and check out the control panel to get this slide. This whole room right here is going to slide, as well as our bedroom is going to slide out. We'll see that here from the control panel. This is the control panel to control everything from the awning to the lights, etc. in here. So if you see the top here, awning, if you press the awning, then press awning here, you have retract to bring it back in, extend to push it out. So this is where you would put the awning in and out. Once again, don't leave that out if you're not here. Then you can push this back arrow to go back to the home screen. Your bed lift. That bed is up over the cab. Now there's 2 pins in the side of that bed. Those pins have to be pulled out first. Make sure that those pins are out. And you can click bed lift here, and you can lower that bed or raise that bed. Just hit the button to lower it all the way down. Hit the button again to raise it back up. Once again, hit the arrow to get back home. Here's a fan. You've got a bath fan or a front fan that you can turn on. Or you can press generator here, and then you just press start, and it'll tell you that it's priming or starting here, and then you just hit stop to turn it off again there. Go back to the main screen. Your HVAC, so your heating and cooling is here. So you've got just one zone here. If you got one air conditioner, one furnace. You can turn this on to auto. You can set your climate to whatever temperature you'd like. You can come back here to the lighting, awning, bathroom light, bedroom light, your compartment lights, which is your outside storage, your front ceiling light, your under kitchen cabinet lights, and your step light are all controlled here. And down here at the entry door, most of those switches are there, as well as your main on and off for all of the lights. Your monitor panel, this will tell you your black tank is empty, your fresh tank is empty, the gray tank is empty, and the propane tank in this particular model has about 11% right now. This is a newer model, so as you pick yours up, the propane will be full, the fresh tank water will be full. If you want to use your onboard water, that's your water pump. You can see it's off, then it's on, or it's off. Tank heaters, those are your wastewater heaters for using it in the winter. So if you want to keep it from freezing, you turn those heaters on. But you do need to be plugged in at a campground or have your generator on, as that will run down your batteries fairly rapidly. So all your monitoring and your water pump is here. Come back. Slides are here. So in this one we have 2 slides. We have the front living slide and we have the bedroom slide. So you just press slide 1. You can say in or out. So we want to slide that out. You want to make sure your driver's seat is out of the way. Just hold this button down until it gets all the way out. Once it's all the way out, it's sealed. It's not completely sealed unless it's all the way in or all the way out. Let go of that. For your bedroom slide, press slide 2. Press out. Just hold that down until your slide is all the way out. This allows us to have all the features of a larger coach in a smaller size coach by sliding that bed in and out. Gives us full size bed in the back, or a queen bed actually in the back, but a full bedroom. And then on this one there are stabilizers to stabilize it. These are not leveling jacks. They just stabilize the left or the right. That goes back to your main control panel. The fridge right here beside the control panel, and this one just has an on and an off. And then if you have this button pressed in, which we recommend just leaving that in, it'll show that it's on auto. If this check light comes on, somehow this unit went out, the flame went out. Turn it off, turn it back on, and it will automatically relight. If after 30 to 60 seconds it can't relight, this check light will come back on and try that again. So if you leave this auto light on, that'll always be on. The only thing that you'll have to check for is if this check light is on. But this will automatically switch to electricity whenever you're plugged in or have your generator on. Otherwise, it's going to just run off your propane. We have a kitchen in here. This one has a microwave, going to be just like a microwave at home. And then you've got a gas burner on this one. You just turn this on and light that. And then we have an electric version as well. And on that one, you set the heat. It has a timer, but we'd recommend, know what's going on with this. Don't walk away from it. So you've got the power, and then this is plus and minus to set the heat temperature, etc. So you have the two separate types of burners here. A faucet, large sink, and in the bathroom, it's a fairly large bathroom for this size of a coach. You got your faucet underneath. You're going to have your toilet paper and chemical. With the toilet, you just push the pedal to flush. Part way down, we'll add water. All the way down, we'll flush. We're going to have a bucket with cleaning supplies and a trash can in here for you. Shower curtain, and then you'll have an on and an off on the top of your shower head so that you can just save water. You can get soaked up and turn it off. And in here you have another switch for your light and your fan. And on this one, you just have your fan up here. You can open this up for your exhaust fan. Back here, you've got the bed, so you have a bit of a seating area, if you will, when this is up. But then you push this down, and there we have the ladder, which is to get to the bed up over the cab. And you got your full queen bed back here. You've got USB ports, etc. You have push-button lights underneath for reading lights in bed. And again, we have another television back here in the back. We flip this up out of the way before we slide the slide back in. And then on this one, we have another control panel for some lighting. So you've got your bedroom, your living room. You can start the generator from here, stop the generator from here, and your master for all lights on and off. This one does have an exit out the back, so if something happens and you can't get out the front in an emergency, you can just flip this handle, flip the window, and escape out the back. So this is our Vegas, very popular model, B&B RV. We hope you enjoy your vacation.